All right, let's see if we can get these last two. So, with this one, the one with the black lines, there's a couple options for how you could break this up. But I think what I'll do is just choose one way to break it up. And if you guys think of it differently, feel free to do it differently. But what I think I'll do is just break it up like this and this into those three rectangles. So then we can find the area of those three rectangles and add them together. Or if you see it differently, you could always close this, find the area of the whole thing, and delete these two. That works also. So first thing I'll do is try to find the area of this rectangle, which I'll do in purple. So we need the height and the base. So for this one, base times height, that would be 10 times height is 20, which is 200. So we know the area of that purple rectangle is 200. Then we need to find the area of the blue one. So I'll highlight this one in blue. Well, this is a little bit of a problem because we don't know what the height or the base are for these ones. So what we'll do is we'll look at this right here. So this matches this guy, which is 20. Well, if that whole thing is 20 and it says that this is 8, then to find that height, what we would do is we would go 20 minus 8, and we would find that the height of this blue rectangle is 12. Then we're going to do a similar thing to find the base, or how wide it is. So this whole thing is 24, but this part is 10. So if we closed this off, this top part would be 24 and this part would be 10. So what we would do is we would take 24 minus 10 and we'd find that it's 14 for this section. So we would do 12 times 14 in our calculator. Oops. 12 times 14, and we would get 168. So this blue rectangle's area is 168. And then last, we would need to do this. I'll do it in green. We would need to do this rectangle. Well, here we know the base is 20. And the height, if we closed this off, the height would be the same. So the height would be 8 right here. So we would do 20 times 8, which is 160. So the last thing we would do is add those three numbers up. And we would have 528 square feet, or feet squared. That would be the total area of that irregular figure. All right, so this is the last one. You might need to rewind, pause. It just gets a little crazy looking, but there's a bit of a pattern that you'll notice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this crazy shape into a bunch of vertical rectangles, just kind of stacked next to each other. And what this first one's kind of nice. It's a little bit easy. So the area of this is the height, which is 40, times the base, which is 18. So 40 times 18 is 720. So the area of this first image is 720. I'm going to put that in a box so we remember that's a total. Now, what we know is this side is 40, which means that this side is also 40. But they just said that in the picture, it says this part is 10. So we need to figure out what's left for the bottom portion. So that means this section right here is 40 minus 10, which is 30. So to find the area, we would do 30 times 12 because that's the width of it. 30 times 12 is 360. We can double check if you want. 30 times 12 is 360. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing to the next side. So this one, we know this is 30, and so is this. But notice they just said in this picture that this part is 9. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, well, then 30 minus 9 is 21. So that means this part right here is 21. So we're going to go 21 times 11. And we find that the area is 231. Forgot to put this one in a box. And then if we move down the line here, this one, we know the height is 21, so that means this is 21. But then they told us right here that this part is 12. So we're going to go 21 minus 12, and that's 9. So this right here is 9, which also means this is 9. Just keep that in mind. Okay, well, we run into a bit of a problem. We don't know this part right here, but we might be able to find it. So you guys could skip this if you want, or you could do it right now. You can do it in different order depending on how your brain works. But why don't we just go ahead and do it since we're right here. So we know this from this corner to this corner, that whole distance is 80. Okay? So we know that's 80. But we also know that this part is 18. This part is 12. This is 11. This part's 9, and this is 15. So what we can do is take 80 minus 18 minus 12 minus 11 minus 9 minus 15 and see what's left for this section right here. So I can't look at both the screen and the calculator, so I'm going to do it on my phone. If you guys can do it on your calculator, that would be great. So 80 minus 18 minus 12 minus 11 minus 9 minus 15. That leaves us with 15 right here. So then to find the area of this, we do 9 times 15. And we get 135. So the area here is 135. All right, and we're almost done. So we have 2 left to figure out. This one is 40 because they match. These 2 sides match. So we can pretty easily find the area of this rectangle by going 15 times 40. Is 600. Wow, that's a big one. So this is 600. And then what we need to do is the same idea we had before. So I skipped over to here because, you guys, I don't know much about this side, and I also don't know much about this side. So I just skipped until I knew that this was 40, and I could do something with that. So now we're at the point where we say this is 40, and so is this. But we can see from the picture that this part is 14. So what we do is we take 40 minus 14, and we get 26. So that means that this section right here is 26, which means for this last rectangle, we do 26 times 9, and it's this 9. 26 times 9 is 234. So now the very last step is to take and add these numbers. So I can't do this on my calculator because I can't remember all of these, but I'm going to do it on my phone, and you guys can too. So we want to add all those up, and that's going to give us our huge total. So we'll take 720 plus 360 plus 231 plus 135 plus 234 plus 600. We should get 2,280. 2,280, and that's units squared. They didn't tell us units, but this would be the total area, okay? So now feel free to watch this again, watch it slower, watch it faster, pause it, rewind it, and then take your quiz.